Papa, oh my god! What the f is happening with Olive's heart? Popeye and Brutus look fine. Why the hell did they make it look like Olive's heart was gonna tear out of her body? Wow, this game is amazingly bad. It did almost everything wrong. The only thing I would say was right was that it was playable, I guess. And even that I would say barely. Oh, and it had the Popeye theme song when he ate spinach. Now this is a recreation of the arcade game Nintendo made in 1982. Or I should say a reimagining. I replayed the arcade game, and it's just you as a Popeye walking around, going up and down stairs while trying to grab hearts while avoiding Brutus. I vaguely remember watching Popeye cartoons while I was growing up. I thought it was okay. I would pick anything else if it was slightly better. Now you might think that would be easy, but back in my day there was only 13 channels. My parents' TV was black and white, and I played some of my Nintendo games on it. Ah, memories. The arcade game only had 3 levels, and there's no difference in this. You start off with Olive at the top of a mansion, throwing out hearts that you need to collect. Okay, I get that this is part of the original game, but it doesn't make any sense then. Why hearts? Is it to imply that her love will make them win the day? Isn't that what the spinach is for? Alright, I think I need to explain this for the 99% of young kids who don't have a clue who Popeye is. He used to eat spinach to gain strength. It was a way to make eating spinach cool, and it worked. Back when anybody cared about Popeye. This company must have spent the, I don't know, $5 to get the Popeye license, and they made this game. However, it feels like they spent 2 weeks making it. It's filled with the most generic world, and it's not fun at all. Let's start with level 1 and 3, since they're basically the same. Level 1 is a town with a huge mansion on one side. That's where Olive is in level 1. The town is very large and mostly empty. There are generic characters around it, but you can't interact with them. In the arcade game, you could find Wimpy, and he would help you out a little bit, but as far as I could tell, he wasn't in this game. The graphics would be an embarrassment on the N64. Feels like they decided that they would make the world large to explore, so it wouldn't be as cramped as the arcade game. You would avoid Brutus, a bird, and a witch in this, just like in the arcade game. But they're mostly easy to avoid, except for that stupid bird. It would come out of nowhere to take you down, and you constantly have to be on the lookout for it. You can find spinach to punch the enemies out of the world temporarily. Like I mentioned, the game was so dull to play, I started to explore the town, hoping there was something to find. And I did find out that you could swim out pretty far. I started to get excited that maybe there was a better game out here somewhere. Unfortunately, it would stop your progress eventually. Why do they have the level stop out so far? Why not tighten that up a little? You could stay out there forever if you wanted. There is no exhaustion system. And what is the deal with Popeye's swimming animation? That's a strange way to kick your legs, Popeye. I then tried to find a way to get up to Olive. I mean, she got up there somehow. I went up the ramp to the front door only to find out there was no door, just a window. Why would anybody have a path to a window? I walked around the mansion just to find out there's no door anywhere in this house. It's a house of windows. What did they do? Just a bunch of copy paste and forgot to put a door in? Level 2 was the opposite of the first level. It was too small. It's the most faithful to the original game because you're on a boat. However, you're just walking back and forth, collecting letters, which make a sentence to finish out the level. I hate to keep harping on the original game, but the point in the boat level was to make a ladder. In this one, all you're doing is just collecting letters to make Olive happy. I don't know what's the purpose of any of this. It's dull mainly because it's tedious to walk back and forth while avoiding the characters trying to kill you. Then there's level 3, which insanely is just an even larger version of the first level. Because that's what the first level was missing, more buildings to run around. This time Olive is at the top of a mountain. How'd she even get up there? How are these hearts even gonna get her down? What is the purpose of these gameplay mechanics? This is just crazy. They doubled down on the bad level design by making the world larger. I was waiting for the credits to see if there's any QA testers, but there was never any credits as far as I could see. The levels just repeat, except they add something like rain or change it to night. Then you have to find more hearts to finish out the game. Now to be fair, this is just like the arcade game, but unlike that game, it was fun to play for a little while. Now playing this, I became obsessed with the company who would buy a license to an IP and not give a shit about the kind of game they put out. They spent something to get this license. They didn't just trade it for an old car they had. Although, it is the Popeye license. No, they must have given him some money. And then they put this game out. Did they really think it was good? Or was it more like, this is good enough to make them a few dollars? And most likely, it was that one. Now, researching them, I realized that this is the third game that I reviewed from them unknowingly. They made Night Vision and Spy Alarm. They put a lot of games out for the Switch. And quite a few of them are on sale for $1.99 right now. I ended up buying a few of them. I mean, how can I not buy a game that has darts and trivia? Uh-oh, I just realized something. Am I part of the problem since I just keep giving them money? Don't worry, if I do end up reviewing some of these games, I'm just going to put it all into one video like I've done before. I have it as a special, The Quest to Find a Good Game. Spoiler, that dart trivia game is not one of them. Yes, I know it's a UK TV show, so I already know that. Doesn't make it any better. Popeye sucks. This is an embarrassment to the license itself. I'm disappointed in the people who own it that they didn't take them to task for making this garbage. There is very little to like in this game. It feels like a summer school programming project, and if that was actually the truth, then I'd be way more forgiving. But this was a retail release that they thought was acceptable. This is very easy to say that you should skip this. It is terrible. The levels are frustrating, the graphics are awful, and you're never going to want to replay this. Please don't ever buy this, even if they offer it for free.